Welcome back. So joining me now, I have my two favourite fitness experts, and that's Jane Rafter and Ben Wilson. Hello, guys.
Hi.
Thanks. Lovely seeing you again.
And you?
Good to be here.
So you've been watching, obviously, the rest of the show that we've had so far. Now, is it really possible to be a plus size and be fit and healthy? Who wants to answer?
That's a very big question, isn't it, Ben? Definitely you can. Definitely you can. I think that there is a myth that if you are larger, that you're unfit. And I think that's really irritating for ladies who are larger, who are obviously fit and go to the gym and exercise and have a healthy lifestyle. I mean, there's a limit, isn't there? You know, if you've got a lot of body fat, you might be able to still do your spinning class and be fit, but ultimately you've still got fat around your vital organs, which is not healthy.
Right.
So I think there's a limit. But we're definitely not saying that fitness is associated with being skinny, slim, necessarily.
How could you know then? How do you know if like you're a healthy sort of weight or not? If there is fat around like the vital organs? What do you think?
I was saying this before with my clients. I just say forget weight pretty much. You know, you're talking about body fat for most clients. They want to get in shape. Weight will be where it is. So if you're looking at clothes, that's the easiest thing you could look at. Just talking before, you know. That's what I was talking about backstage as well. Everything's very relative. So there's always going to be somebody who's in better shape than you, always going to be somebody who's in worse shape of you. So it's not really where you are, but where do you want to get to? Where do you want to be? That's the sort of question. So if I'm size 22 and I want to be size 20, then you can measure that through clothes. So going on the scales, which will just drive people crazy, because I've seen people lose 2-3% body fat in a week, but the scales haven't changed. So.
Oh yeah, please tell us about that. That's so. How does that all work? Because I know friends that are trying to lose weight, and they're always like they're doing a lot of exercise, and then they're complaining, saying, I'm not losing anything. What's going on? I'm weighing myself, and the scales are the same. Why is that? And how can you motivate yourself when you've been working so hard?
Muscle weighs more than fat in terms of volume. So if you had, you know, that much of fat and that much of muscle in terms of volume, muscle weighs more.
Right.
So that can be a bit deceiving, but you know, ultimately, if you do stand on the scales and it's extremely heavy, it's probably not that you've got lots and lots of muscle. It probably isn't, but it can make a bit of a difference, can't it?
But weight's a very poor short-term indicator, because if you went out and ate lots of carbohydrates today, your muscle will store it. Drink lots of water. You can add 2-3 kilograms, you know, within days. This is what boxers do before fights. They don't drink, you know, don't eat, and then they lose, you know, half a stone to what they do. So you can, you know, trick yourself all day long by measuring. That's why when I weigh,
because sometimes I weigh myself every day, and there's sometimes I'm like 2 pounds more, and then the next day I'm like 2 pounds less, and I'm thinking, what's going on? Because I haven't sort of done much. You know, I've been picked out a little bit, but
it's all sorts. It could be all sorts.
But you know, I've had lots of clients who've got amazing results, but I think hardly any of them ever achieved that goal weight they said when they phone you up. You know, because they often have unrealistic stuff. You know, because when you were 18, you were 75 kilograms. Doesn't mean now when you're 35, even when you are the body shape you want to be, will you be that 75? But people don't care about weight ultimately. If you're in that dress, if you're in that suit, you're happy, and you don't care whether you're 70 or 80.
I have to admit, I do still kind
of
like I do look at the scales, because, and this is another question I wanted to ask you both actually, because I always seem to get stuck at a certain weight. I've tried to, which is like around 10 stone. So, and I try to, anytime I try to go below, I might go on a diet and I'll go below 10 stone, but within like a week, it's like back to that sort of 10 stone 2, and I seem to just settle at that weight, and I can't seem to get to like settle at anything less. Do you know why? Is that just like my ideal body weight, do you think?
This is where you got to just take into looking at what body fat's about, and then looking at, we talked on different shows I've been on before, different protocols to take it to the next level. So whatever protocol you're following is getting you to that level. So whether you try different nutrition plans, different exercise sessions, working on your mindset and motivation so you stick to it better, they're all possible avenues for you to explore to see if that takes you to that next sort of level. And this is where weight comes a problem. Unless you know your body fat, you don't really know where your weight should be. And this is the sort of thing, and it causes a lot of trouble for clients. I'm sure you've seen it with your clients getting a lot of
I think women do always know what they weigh, usually know what they weigh, and they are interested in weight. And at the end of the day, it is a good general guide as to whether you are losing weight or not, and you probably are losing body fat if you are losing weight. And in answer to your question earlier about healthy weights, there is the body mass index calculator, and if you Google it, there's some great websites where you just put your measurements in. And although we were saying there is a warning about this, that it is an average of an average, and you have to bear that in mind. But if you wanted to work out your own, you take your weight in kilograms and divide it by your height in meters, and divide it by your height in meters again. And it should come out somewhere between 18.5 and 25. And if it's more than that, you're overweight, and if it's less than that, you're underweight. So
I have no idea what mine is. That's terrible, isn't it?
You could work it out. You could work it out. But if you're 5'2" and you're 8 stone, you're in a healthy weight zone. But if you're 5'6" and you're 8 stone, you're underweight. So the weight isn't everything, is it? So you can't sit next to your mate and say, well, I'm 8 stone, well, I'm 9 stone. It's not relevant unless you factor in all the other things like your height as well, and your body fat ratio. But if you were interested in, you know, what yours was in terms of health, it's a good thing to just check out. But I agree with Ben that, you know, it's not the end of the story. You've got to look at what's right for you, what jeans do you want to wear, at what point do you feel comfortable for yourself, and have a realistic goal for yourself.
Okay.
I think that's really important.
Like any one measure can always go wrong, you know. So if you're going to set on the scales, why don't you just try on a particular pair of jeans every week? Note it first week, can only get to here. Week 2, do you know what I mean? You can just have different clothes, just as easy to do. Yeah, if you do proper body fat testing, then that's even more accurate. But you don't need to do that. Clothes are going to tell you that.
They will,
So why would you just, because, you know, if you jump on a different pair of scales, you could be, you know, the scales in the gym, the scales in the house, some are more favourable than others. So
normally the gym ones are less forgiving, aren't they, than the house ones. Okay, in terms of exercises, because I know obviously, you know, you get a lot of clients. Do you have to do different exercises, for example, if someone's over a certain size? Yeah,
I think that is a relevant question, because if you've got somebody who's not used to exercising and they're overweight, and they suddenly start doing some high intensity exercises, they're going to get injured. They're going to hurt their knee, they're going to hurt their back, which is the most likely places. So it's really important that you start with a sensible regime of low impact exercises. You do definitely want to get the heart rate up. Definitely.
What kind of classes then would you recommend?
I mean, you could go to any class. I mean, Zumba or circuit classes or aerobics, but keep it at a low level. So at all times, have one foot on the floor at all times, so you're never jumping around, and be controlled. And when you go to your first class, I always say to brand new people, 50% effort today, and next week would take it up. So don't kill yourself on the first week, because you won't be able to get out of bed tomorrow, and that's not a good way to start. So take it slow, be sensible, and you have to test your body, don't you, and see how your body reacts and how it copes. And the last thing you want to do is go mad and end up with an injury, and then you'll just not want to exercise ever again.
Great point, though. You've got to sort of earn the right to push it. What everybody does, they watch like Celebrity Fit Club, where some guy's shouting, making them cry, and think, right, that's exercise. But, you know, for a new person, not exercise for years or never in your life.
It'll put you off for life, wouldn't it?
Exactly, of course it would. I wouldn't do a session like that. So, you know, it might take you 1 to 2 months before you can really push it hard. But if you're going to be doing this for months to years, what's the rush? Do you know what I mean?
That's right.
And that's the thing. And, you know, like I say, I'm sure we work with lots of different clients. You know, the size, some people can be very strong in their joints, and then they can handle a lot more. Other people, and again, not even, you know, 8 stone people can have really poor, weak joints. So you have to go a lot softer with them. I think weight and fitness aren't necessarily related. Just because you're not overweight doesn't mean you're going to be fit, and vice versa. Okay.
So we have an exercise mat here, Jane. So you're going to demonstrate a few little exercises.
Yeah.
I should have really put a tracksuit on, but I didn't. Again, maybe next time we have a fitness show, I will join in with you.
Get you to do it with me, definitely.
So let's take a look. What exercise are you going to show us?
Well, what I thought I'd show you is some exercises that help improve the muscle tone in your shoulders and the strength in your arms. Because a lot of women complain about hating their arms, right? No matter what size you are and what weight you are, a lot of women hate their arms. So I think if you can do some exercises.
You've got lovely arms.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Well, I'm going to show you what I spend a lot of time doing, using natural body weight to increase the strength in the muscle. So you don't need any equipment or anything. You can just get on the floor and do this.
Okay.
So this is a variation on a press up. So a traditional press up works the chest. So this exercise works your tricep, the back of the arm, and the shoulders.
Okay,
also the tummy a little bit. So it's a good test of how your strength is as well. So have I got music?
Oh, where did the music come from? Now you're going to have to do it.
It is like a Zumba class.
So I'm going to start. Can you see I've got my hands underneath my shoulders?
Yes.
And I'm not going to let my bum stick up. I've tucked my bottom underneath and I'm going to take my chest down to the floor. Now, if you get to here and you can't hold yourself anymore, drop your hips.
Right, okay.
And lower yourself down. But as you build up strength, you'll be able to take your chest down like this.
Right.
And when you get even stronger, you can lift the knees and you can lower yourself down like this. Same thing coming up.
Okay.
Here to here. So that's different to the sort of traditional press up where you go like this.
That works more your chest then?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's more chest and shoulders.
But the other way, the way that you just showed us, does that help your chest as well, though, if you want to like tone or more?
Less chest, more shoulders,
okay.
triceps. This is the bit. This is the bit.
Right.
So you're taking your body weight into that area and pushing it up. Can you see how narrow the elbows are to the body? So they stay close all the time.
Okay.
So if you did some of those every day, 3 sets of 8 to 10 every day, you'll start to see some difference.
Have arms like yours? Okay.
I can show you another exercise that strengthens your tummy.
Yeah.
So obviously the stronger your tummy muscles are, the tighter it's going to look. If you've got body fat sitting on top, then that's another issue that you need to tackle. But I can show you how to flatten and tighten your tummy muscles.
Oh, yes, please.
And at the same time, work on the shoulders. So if you do a traditional sit-up, you're just doing this area.
Right.
If you do it like this, you're also working on your shoulders.
Oh, okay.
Right? So if you take this position, it's quite an advanced exercise, I ought to say that. It's not easy. And you bring one knee into the chest and squeeze into the tummy and push back. And the other knee into the chest and squeeze. So can you see that my back is just slightly curving?
Yeah.
That's me really squeezing into the tummy, rounding out the back and squeezing it. And I can really, really feel that here.
Okay.
And
you're getting your arms up.
Yeah.
So you're that's great.
Getting it all in one, exactly.
Okay. That's
so
lovely.
that's quite hard. So if you wanted an easier abdominal exercise, you can come on all fours and tuck your toes under and pull in here. And this also gets your shoulders as well.
Right.
And hover your knees and you'll be surprised how hard that is.
I've never seen that one before, wow.
Have you seen this one, Ben?
Not seen that before, no, huh?
You just hover your knees and hold on. Can you see how my back doesn't move?
Yeah.
So don't curve the back, keep it straight and just lift.
I'm definitely going to try that one when I get
Try
home.
that later.
You're
gonna try
Not
it?
in these shoes.
And your tummy. So what you do is you pull in first
Right.
and then
It's
brace
nice
it
because you're
in.
so used to seeing sort of sit-ups being done like this, and like maybe if
Yeah.
you've got back problems, it's not really realistic. But those are great to do.
Yeah, and they get your deeper tummy muscles working as well, rather than just the superficial muscles up there.
That's lovely. Thank you so much, Jane.
Okay.
Thank you. So now tell me about this is a common question that that me and my friends kind of argue about sometimes, is about weight training when you are overweight and you're trying to lose weight. Now, when I was overweight, all I did was weight training and a bit of aerobic stuff as well. And I lost the weight just through that, not even like sort of cutting down on my food really. In fact, I was eating probably about the same or maybe more because I used to get really hungry after weight training. But I lost the weight, but some people are afraid of actually doing weight training because they think I'm going to bulk up and I'm big already and then I'm going to get these huge muscles. What would you say to them, Ben?
In fat loss
Please
terms,
dispel the myth.
Yeah, in fat loss terms, then there's basically 3 camps. There's the camp where people in the traditional sense, where you got to do lots of running, cardio, but that's probably the minority, I would say. Most people do better on a bit of a mixture of more high intensity interval type fitness and weight training. But other people, and myself included, if I wanted to strip down body fat wise, drop all cardio, you've said the same sort of thing yourself, just focus on the weights and then it'll help you get that body fat term. So it accelerates things in this sense. And I think Jane's always arguing about what happens with bulky muscles.
Yes. Because don't you find, Ben, that a lot of ladies are frightened of working with weights? They think that they're going to get big in the arms. Now, the truth is it's really, really difficult to increase the size of your body through weight training. It's not going to happen. In fact, working with weights strengthens your muscles, but it burns body fat. So you're more likely to shrink your arms than get them bigger. You won't get bigger arms by working with weights. And there's a lot of research to show that's true.
Yeah. And I work with a lot of guys, so you wouldn't see how hard it is for guys who want to put on muscle. They can't do it for the diet, so they're training an hour a day and they're struggling. you know, most women aren't lifting weights an hour a day and so forth, you know, so it takes a lot of work to build muscle.
And it depends how you work with the weights, doesn't it? You know, because the guys are going to probably go heavier with the weights. And, you know, I encourage ladies to work, you know, to try and take 3 or 4 kilogram hand weights rather than just the little pencil weights. Because you might as well.
I was pushing quite heavy weights, actually. I was really like, yeah. But it just, honestly, the weight just dropped off so fast. It was unbelievable. After years of trying to diet, it just all dropped off.
And the other amazing thing about working with weights, and actually the type of exercise I showed you has a similar effect. If your muscles are stronger and your muscles are more dense, that raises your metabolic rate.
Yes.
So even while you're asleep, you burn more calories than someone who's got weak muscles.
Oh my
so
God.
That's really good. There you go.
Well, what do you want? So get weight training. It's great when the weight's actually combined with the fitness class as well, because then it's more motivating, obviously.
Exactly.
I've run out of time. I was going to say we've run out of weight, sorry. We've run out of time on the show. So thank you so much, guys. And I do hope you join us again on a future programme, because you're my favourite experts, as I said. Okay, that's it on the Chrissy B Show for today. So you know, if I want to leave with anything tonight, is that please do be confident, even if you are you're not the size that you want to be at the moment.